During the Japanese colonial period, waterworks systems were established in the Yilan area, including the Sanxing Waterworks, Shengou Waterworks, Luodong Waterworks, and Yilan Waterworks. The Sanxing Waterworks was constructed to meet the needs of the local branch office, agricultural development, and as a water source for the Taiping Mountain Railway. After the war, the Sanxing Waterworks was decommissioned, and the site was repurposed into the Guangxing Water Purification Station. The Shengou Waterworks was built to supply water to ships and fishermen at Shengou Port, and it later became the predecessor of today's Shengou Water Purification Station, which continues to serve the local water needs. The Luodong Waterworks was established to support the growing forestry industry in Luodong area and the increased population following the opening of the Yilan railway line. It became the predecessor of the Guangxing Water Purification Station, and its original water intake point still stands in Luodong's urban area today. The Yilan Waterworks was constructed to meet the area's development needs, and after the war, it was expanded into the Shengou Water Purification Station, which now forms part of the Shengou Water Resources Ecological Park. The park features a cultural history museum and ecological tours, with some facilities from the Japanese colonial period still in use today. In the ROC period, the Yilan area was divided into two zones by the Lanyang River. The northern zone, managed by Shengou Water Supply Plant, includes the Yilan, Songluo, Yingshi, Siji, and Nanshan systems. The southern zone, managed by Guangxing Water Supply Plant, includes the Luodong, Dongnao, Nanao, Jinyang, and Aohua systems. The entire Yilan system has a total water supply capacity of 360,000 cubic meters per day, designed to serve a population of about 450,000 people. The Yilan and Luodong systems are the primary supply systems, providing water approximately 120,000 cubic meters per day and 220,000 cubic meters per day, respectively. In terms of water sources, the Yilan area is surrounded by mountains on three sides and receives abundant rainfall. Due to the impermeable geological conditions near the coast, water resources do not easily drain into the ocean, making the area rich in groundwater resources. As a result, most of the domestic and industrial water in the Yilan area is drawn from groundwater. However, long-term groundwater extraction has led to land subsidence and issues with drinking water quality. In response, the government began constructing the Luodong Weir in 2002 to capture water from the Luodong River and Anong River, providing a stable surface water source for the Yilan area. Sanxing Waterworks was a pioneer in the modernization of water supply in the Lanyang area for three main reasons: the agricultural prosperity and thriving trade in the Sanxing area, the need for water supply for the Taiping Mountain Forest Railway, and the water needs of the local branch office. Constructed in 1914, Sanxing Waterworks sourced its water from the Guangxing River. The system included water intake points, a grit removal well, and a distribution reservoir. Water was delivered through natural gravity, with public water hydrants installed along the route to serve the residents of Sanxing, providing water with 900 cubic meters per day for a population of 5,300. The Sanxing Waterworks is no longer in use, and the site has been repurposed into the Guangxing Water Purification Station. Guangxing Water Purification Station draws water from the Guangxing River. The main facilities include water intake points, a water intake well, rapid filter cylinders, a clear water reservoir, and deep wells, with a designed output of 5,000 cubic meters per day. Shengou Waterworks was constructed in 1924 as the only basic water supply system at the time, providing water for fishing port ships and nearby residents. The first water intake point was built about 550 meters northwest of Nanfangao, and the second was about 910 meters southwest. Both drew mountain stream water into collecting wells, which then flowed naturally to supply Nanfangao's urban area. The water system was initially designed to serve 1,000 people. In November of the same year, improvements were made to address the high turbidity of the water, adding new water intake points, collecting wells, slow sand filters, distribution reservoirs, and pipelines. To resolve the issue of water shortages during summer, an expansion project was undertaken in 1934, drawing water from the upper reaches of the Baimi River. A distribution reservoir was built on Paotaishan, and the project was completed in 1935. After several colonial periodal rounds of improvements, the system was reconstructed in 1960 as today's Shengou Water Purification Station. The Shengou Water Purification Station sources its water from subsurface flows of the lower reaches of the Baimi River. Its designed treatment capacity is 32,800 cubic meters per day, with an colonial period daily output of 16,000 cubic meters per day, serving a population of 37,000 and supplying the needs of Shengou Township, Shengou Port, and Guangxing Port. The water purification facilities at Shengou Water Purification Station include 6 deep wells, a chemical control room, and a clear water reservoir. The water purification process at Shengou Water Purification Station involves extracting raw water from deep wells using raw water pumps. After chemical treatment, the water is stored in the clear water reservoir, pressurized, and delivered to the Paotaishan distribution reservoir to supply the Shengou area. Luodong Waterworks was constructed in 1926 and completed in 1928 to meet the growing demands of the forestry industry and the increasing population in the Luodong area. The system had 2 headwater points. The first was in Guangxing, Dongshan village, drawing from underground artesian springs with clear water quality and a storage capacity of 572 cubic meters. The second, located between Guangxing and Alisher in Luodong town, serving as a backup water source. The system was designed to supply water to 10,000 people. The first water source included a collecting well and a grit removal well, while the waterworks system featured collecting wells, pumping wells, an elevated water tower, and distribution pipelines. The water distribution method involved delivering water from the first water source to Luodong town. During the high-demand summer months, pumps were used to send water to the storage tower, and gravity was utilized to naturally distribute water to the urban area. In winter and at night, when water demand was lower, a direct supply method was used. Today, the facilities of the Luodong Waterworks are located within the Guangxing Water Purification Station, and the original storage tower still stands in Luodong's urban area. After Taiwan's retrocession, the Guangxing Water Purification Station underwent 4 expansions in 1952, 1962, 1967, and 1977. In 1988, deep wells were drilled to increase the output by 10,000 cubic meters per day, bringing the total designed output to 44,800 cubic meters per day. The water purification facilities at Guangxing Water Purification Station include deep wells, a chemical control room, and a clear water reservoir. The water purification process at Guangxing Water Purification Station involves pressurizing raw water from deep wells and sending it to the clear water reservoir. After disinfection, the water is pressurized again and distributed to residents in Wujie Township and Dongshan Township. Yilan Waterworks was constructed in 1931 and completed in 1932, with a designed output of 5,845 cubic meters per day, serving 35,000 people. The water source was subsurface water, which was channeled through pipelines to a 3,650 cubic meter distribution reservoir in Yuanshan Highland, where it was distributed by natural gravity flow. The water purification facilities of Yilan Waterworks, located in the Shengou Water Resources Ecological Park, include a connecting well, grit removal well number 1, grit removal well number 2, collecting well number 1, collecting well number 2, and collecting well number 3. After the war, Yilan Waterworks added collecting well number 4 and number 5 and was expanded into today's Shengou Water Purification Station. After Taiwan's retrocession, Shengou Water Purification Station underwent 4 expansions in 1952, 1962, 1971, and 2001, increasing its designed output to 82,000 cubic meters per day, making it the largest water treatment facility in the area north of the Lanyang River in Yilan County. The water source comes from surface water in the Qingzhou area of the Lanyang River, and during dry seasons, subsurface water is used. The water purification facilities at Shengou Water Purification Station include a weir mixer, flocculation basin, sedimentation tank, rapid sand filter, slow sand filter, clear water reservoir, and wastewater basin. Shengou Water Purification Station during ROC period had 2 water purification processes. The first process involves subsurface water, which, due to its high quality, is extracted from the collecting wells and directly disinfected before entering the clear water reservoir. The second process involves surface water from the Qingzhou area, which is drawn from the water intake point and treated through a series of facilities, including a weir mixer, flocculation basin, sedimentation tank, and sand filters. The water is then disinfected and sent to the clear water reservoir, where it is supplied to Yilan City, Zhuangwei Township, Yuanshan Township, and supports the Longtan Water Purification Station. The Shengou Water Resource Ecological Park covers a 23-hectare water source conservation area, becoming a natural protection zone in the middle of Lanyang Plains rice paddies, known as an ecological island. With its well-preserved ecosystem, the park provides an ideal habitat for various species. In addition to water purification facilities, the park also features a cultural history museum and an artesian spring pool, where visitors can experience the artesian spring water firsthand. Guided tours by volunteers offer insight into the origin and development of the Lanyang region's waterworks system. Qingzhou Water Purification Station is located in Sanxing Township, Yilan County. The primary raw water source is subsurface flow from the Luodong Weir. Construction began in 2010, covering an area of 13 hectares, with an initial output of 15,000 cubic meters per day. The station was completed in 2014, with a designed output of 80,000 cubic meters per day, and by 2021, its designed capacity had increased to 200,000 cubic meters per day. The water purification facilities at Qingzhou Water Purification Station include a grit removal regulation basin, a colonial period tower, reaction basin, coagulation basin, sedimentation tank, rapid sand filter, clear water reservoir, and sludge thickener. The water purification process at Qingzhou Water Purification Station involves extracting raw water from the Luodong Weir. The water is treated through a regulation basin, coagulation basin, sedimentation tank, and rapid sand filter. The treated water is then stored in the clear water reservoir before being distributed to residents in Wujie Township, Dongshan Township, and parts of Suan Township and Luodong Township. Due to the government's eastward industry relocation policy, water demand in the Yilan area increased. The region's public and industrial water supply primarily relied on groundwater, accounting for about 94% of the total water supply. However, over-extraction of groundwater led to land subsidence, and some areas were found to have arsenic contamination in the groundwater. To provide a sufficient water supply, improve water quality, and reduce groundwater extraction, the Luodong Weir was constructed on the Luodong River. The Luodong Weir is located in Sanxing Township, approximately 25 meters downstream of the Wizawai Bridge on the Luodong River. It sources water from both the Luodong River and the Anong River. Construction began in January 2002 and was completed in February 2004. The project also included the installation of a subsurface water collection system, which collects both river water and subsurface water. The weir can supply raw water up to 200,000 cubic meters per day, primarily serving the Luodong, Dongshan, and Yilan areas, while helping to mitigate land subsidence caused by excessive groundwater extraction. The facilities of Luodong Weir include 2 submerged concrete fixed weirs, a movable rubber dam weir, and a surface water intake channel on the left bank upstream, which connects to a water intake point and a confluence collecting well. It also includes a subsurface water intake channel. The movable rubber dam weir was designed to make efficient use of the abundant surface and subsurface water from the Luodong River, ensuring stable water supply. The weir was developed without a phased approach, with the project incorporating underground water collecting pipes and surface water intake points to draw both surface and subsurface water. The dam height is 1.5 meters, with 2 weir abutments and 3 piers, divided into 4 sections of varying lengths: 27 meters, 56 meters, 26 meters, and 33.9 meters. This design allows for quicker inflation times and facilitates silt removal. In the early days, Yilan relied on wells for emergency water supplies. As industrial demand for water grew during the Japanese colonial period, the Sanxing, Suan, Luodong, and Yilan Waterworks were constructed. Over time, these systems were expanded and improved, with efforts to source additional water, construct purification stations, and build weirs, eventually forming the comprehensive water supply system in place today. The development of public water supply is the result of the step-by-step efforts of those who came before us, along with the continuous improvements and careful maintenance by future generations. It is through this hard work that people can enjoy clean and convenient water resources. Public water supply infrastructure was not easily achieved, and we should cherish it. We must also remember the efforts of our predecessors and, with gratitude, when drinking water, remember its source.